Okay, let me go ahead and show you the inside of the boat. This boat has 4 decks, the wheelhouse being the 4th deck. Actually, it's 4.5 decks because it's a middle deck. But anyway, we're on the 3rd deck, and this is where the captain and the pilot sleeps. This is my room, the captain's room. Good. Queen size bed, satellite television, DVR, a desk, you know, my personal computer there. If you notice, there's 2 sets of dressers. One is for my relief, and I keep my stuff in here, so when I go home, I don't have to take my stuff home. I can just leave it there and go home and then come back and it'll all be here. And same thing, we have two closets, private bathroom, shower, of sorts. Now over here across the street, here's the pilot's room. So this is where the pilot sleeps. Down the hall, we have a linen closet here, guest room, and a steersman's room. So if we have a training pilot, this is where he sleeps. Let's go down 1 deck. So we're on the 3rd deck going down to the 2nd deck. Down on this deck is where the deckhands sleep. Here's one of their room. And there's Corey in here. And then down here, and the cook is also on the forward part of this room, or deck. Down here is a lounge. Check this out. Fireplace. You got a wet bar, and of course there's a restroom back here. Moving down the hall, and this is where the cook's room. This is our exercise room. And here you can see we have assorted exercise equipment. And over here is the wheelhouse laundry, washer, dryer. And this is really convenient for wheelhouse, so we don't have to go all the way to the bottom decks to do our laundry. Okay, let's move on. That was the 2nd deck. Moving down to the 1st deck. Other staterooms. Here's the lead man's room. Here's the senior lead's room. Here's the lead man's room, stateroom, galley. So this is a picture of our galley, and first preparing our next meal. And forward, assistant engineer's room. Here is the crew's lounge. Computer, so they can get online here and especially any communications with the office and print stuff out. And we'll move around to the deck locker. We've got, of course, the crew's down here, and this is where they put on all their safety gear and get ready to go out on tow. And this is also the designated smoking area. So some people get that this is where we find it down here. Let's go ahead and go on outside. We always have to wear our life jackets outside. And then this is the head deck of the Jackie O'Neill. You'll see some of this in other videos, but this is these are winches, or capstan winches, and Tony's and the like. So anyway, that concludes this video.
Now, we are here at our first coupling. Couplings go across, gunnels go all the way up and down. Also, as we check for water, we check our wires as well. Each barge roughly has about 4 wires on it. We check to make sure that they're tight. Got a loose wire here. So once we have a loose wire, we tighten it up as we go. Now that we made it to the head of tow, 1,000 feet out now, This entire process that we do every 6 hours takes roughly 40 minutes here. Now that we have Alan and Corey coming up, they're going to finish up the rest of our job. We do this process 4 times a day.
It just so happens that while we were doing these videos, we ended up having to go into dry dock. Thought you might want to take a look at what steers these boats. Anyway, we have three massive wheels. You can see how large these are. 3 steering rudders. One back over here. Of course, this is why we're in, because the starboard wheel had a nick in it, so we needed to repair it. So you see 1, 2, 3 steering rudders. So when I move those levers upstairs, these move all in unison. Walk around here. You see the cork nozzle? There's another cork nozzle right here. If you want to look at your tolerance, very tight tolerance. A lot of times it's only, maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. So this is known as a cork nozzle. The wheel sits inside of it. And we'll go to the other side of the wheel. And watch your step. A little bit of a gap. And these are your flanking runners. As you can see, I've got 2 flanking runners in front of each, and backward, forward of each wheel. What happens is when the engine is in reverse, we move these back and forth to control our thrust when we're in reverse. You can see here's the shaft. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flanking runners. The reason the flanking runners are where they are and things, we don't want to obstruct it. The boats mostly run forward, so we don't want to obstruct the flow of the water going into the wheel. That's how we have 2 of them offset. So the water can go straight on through. On the bridge of the Jackie O'Neill, and we are in dry dock, so this is a great opportunity to kind of demonstrate how big this boat actually is. Normally this is a very noisy environment, so we wouldn't normally be able to do this video. But anyway, I'm outside the wheelhouse. The wheelhouse is right here to our starboard, and right here this boat is, I don't know, about 52, 53 feet tall. Eye level probably about 10 feet below that, so eye level around 45 feet up here. So looking down here, as you can see, we're way up here. There's we're on the basically 4.5 decks high. Let me just take a slight tour of the back towards the stern of the boat. So we're on the wheelhouse deck. This is basically our electronics deck. Inside here is all of our electronics. It has all our radars and equipment. On the 3rd deck, again, this is the deck that I live on, and the pilot. So this is what we call the boiler deck, or the 2nd deck. You can see here's our stacks. Give you some sense of perspective. They don't look that big from up there, but we have 1 stack per engine. Fans. Back here we have 2 booms. So we have a boom on our port side, another boom on the starboard side. This is used to get heavy equipment on the boat. This also launches our Zodiac. 18-foot Zodiac. This is how we get, a lot of times we make our crew changes. We use this to get back and forth to the bank. Again, normally this is extreme. You usually have to wear headphones back here, or earmuffs, ear protection, because it is extremely noisy. This boat, so you can have a better perspective of how large she is. And we have another deck below us. Take a shot of the wheelhouse from back here. This boat overall length is 180 feet by 52 feet wide. And back here we have lights and stuff, and here's a lot of our equipment that we keep that goes on the tow, tow kits, and that's it. So overall, it's a pretty good sized vessel.